Hello everyone, today we're going to install Gentoo again. In the last video I did a Rootfs Encryption guide and we used OpenRC as our init system, and this time I decided to do the same thing, but this time with SystemD. And I also updated my wiki page guide for like SystemD specific commands. It really isn't that much different, but there are a couple of things that needs to be changed in order for this to work in SystemD. So let's start. Also gonna mention that I'm using KMU in the basically no graphics mode, also like known as headless mode, and I'm running everything in terminal. I'm using like serial console and everything. So already started the virtual machine, and I'm gonna set up SSH because it's gonna be a bit easier to work with. Also need to like give it a password. Okay, now I can just check for IP and can basically SSH in. Oh yeah. Okay, we're good. So I'm gonna also, I guess, increase the font so it's gonna be easier to see stuff. So I forgot how to do that. Yes, I like this, yes. I think this looks good, yes. Yeah. So we do have our VDA drive, and in the same manner we need to basically create a new GPT partition table. I'm gonna use fdisk for that. Create a new partition table, create a new partition. I'm gonna give it like default number, default first sector, and above for the size we're gonna use 512 megabytes. Nice, and you can see that it creates it as a Linux file system, but because it's a U5 partition, you need to set the proper type, and we do this with those commands. Now it's gonna have a type of E5 system, and we also need to create a second partition, and we just give everything like defaults, and gonna use all the remaining space, and then we need to basically write our changes. Okay, so everything good, and now we need to like set up LUKS encrypted volume. And there is a quirk of SystemD where basically in our OpenRC guide we used like labels on LUKS volume to make it a little bit easier, but for SystemD you can't really put stuff like this into Druckhood because it won't really boot. It's a known bug, and they somehow won't fix it, and that's SystemD for you. But anyway, for SystemD to get it working, you need to basically in your bootloader or an FEBoot MJR or grab CMD line, whatever, you need to put the LUKS volume UEID in there basically. So we don't really need to like to set up any labels, because it's going to be basically useless. I'm not going to use them. Like here we can see I give it label LUKS. Okay, so I'm gonna do LUKS format FBDA 2, and I'm not gonna give it any labels. Okay, yes. And then we need to basically open it. Under the map device name crypt, you can give any name, whatever, doesn't matter. You can see we mounted the not logical, but decrypted volume. Okay, now we can create like volume group for LVM and logical volumes. So we will create VLG dev mapper crypt, So we create a volume group with this name, which basically like stands for volume group, you know. And we can also do like VG display, and it's gonna show you the volume group information. Here we can see that the volume group uses like this much memory stuff. Okay, then we need to create our logical volumes. And we create, give like name or root. And there I'm using like 9 gigabytes for root. Of course, that's only for like example purposes on a virtual machine. In real life, I would use something like, I don't know, 50, 100 gigabytes and everything. Only create swap. For the first swap, I'm using like 1 gigabyte, also just as an example, you know. And all the remaining space we're gonna give to like our home partition. Now if we like run the display again, you can see it shows like 3 logical volumes we have. And you can also see them with sales BK here. Now we only need to create like file systems, so let's do mkfs xfs. I'm gonna create root now. It's gonna be dev. You can access those devices like through dev vlg and stuff. You can also get to them like dev map to mapper vlg root, for example. Doesn't matter. You have 2 options there. So we created a root. Next gonna be home. Also let's do make a swap. Give a label swap. So here you can see our LVM partitions. They all have a file system now, and also a swap partition as well. The only thing that is left now is to create a file system on our FE partition. I'm gonna use withAdd. I'm gonna give it label FE basically. And now everything is ready to proceed with installation. So what we're gonna do now, first we need to mount Rootfs. And also like nice thing, you can use mount to mount partitions by their labels. So I can like mount our root Gentoo. It's gonna work. See, it's mounted. And then we need to get like our stage 3 file. I think I fucked up this time. Downloads, yes. No, it works. Okay, so we don't need to open RC, we need stage 3 SystemD, of course. Let's save that. Wow, it's like downloads. I also have handbook opened for first of all, I actually want to just copy the stage command, and second I need it for like systemd setup step commands. Let's extract derive. Gonna take some time. Okay, it's done. So now we need to like copy our result.conf into like the extracted stage 3, and we can also mount now our like home and boot partitions. You can do it inside the children. We're also gonna use labels So like this. Okay. And you can do the same for our boot partition. Good. And also you can like swap on also these labels, you know. See? Yeah, we don't really need swap during install because we're not gonna run out of memory or anything. I'm just kind of showing you how we can do this stuff. And LUKS in his left is to root. And test the internet connection. Okay. Everything looks good. And next we need to do is to like launch Robert Sync and get GPG keys so we can use binary packages. And while the camera is running, let's root in our second window. So there I'm going to prepare our use flags. I'm gonna create a package use file called, I guess, system. Doesn't really matter, I can use whatever I like. So there we need syskernel, install kernel, drop it. And for LVM we need this. And also one SystemD specific thing, we need this. Okay, so for OpenRC you just install crypt setup, but for systemd you need to enable crypt setup flag and remerge systemd. That's how it works there. Let's check our file. Everything looks good. We can now merge our kernel. Okay, looks good. For our second window, we're gonna do other steps. So, first of all, we need to write dracode.conf. Wait, what's wrong? Oh, I don't have this file because I don't have dracode installed. Obviously. Now I already have it. Okay, so you can see, like, I'm gonna copy the OpenRC lines, and basically how they differ from systemd one. We remove this LUKS name thing. We keep it outside of our dracode. Okay, that's how we do it. And yeah, also think we need to merge LVM, or it's gonna fail during kernel installation phase, because we already written dracode.conf, but we don't have LVM. And when you like specify like this, when you explicitly enable dracode modules, if you don't have LVM installed, it's gonna fail during init RAMFS generation. So it's like kind of, I would guess, kind of check. So you have everything installed and everything is in place. It's gonna fail if you don't have that, but you need to have that. Otherwise, even if it wouldn't fail, you just wouldn't be able to boot. Okay, so as kernel concerned and init RAMFS, we basically have everything. We also need to like enable our. I'm gonna do that a bit later, but yes, we have everything. So let's set up our password. And next I'm gonna copy some systemd specific commands. I think it's gonna be there. Yes. Hostname, how are we gonna call it? I don't know, guys. I'm gonna call like that. And also run that. And after this, we can enable our LVM service. Okay, and that's basically almost everything we need to do for SystemD, but there is one more thing. And because I'm running in a serial console, okay, we failed to merge the kernel. This is a bit weird, but okay, let's try again. Let's just try to regenerate each of us. This is oh, okay, so I don't have a kernel. Let's just run this command again. While it's running, we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we need to write a FSTF file. And I don't know, let's use labels this time. Just showing you how I can do this. Okay, now we need only last two things. We need defi boot mgr, and we need fastfetch, of course. The most useful system utility you can have on your Gentoo system. Looks like we were able to install the kernel this time. I don't know what the error was, but my educated guess would be we were like changing Dracode config and we're installing LVM, and maybe it ran too soon, you know, for everything to basically be ready. And it couldn't like install the kernel properly. Or maybe we didn't run this, or we ran this during kernel installation or something like that. Not really a big problem. It's kind of bad that now we need to wait for this to finish before we can proceed with this. But whatever. When does it fail? Pretty strange, really strange. Oh yes, I know why it does fail. I know why it fails. Because I said that we need like a crypt flag, yes. And for crypt flag we need systemd with crypt setup. But I didn't re-merge systemd. I didn't do this command. Okay. That's why you put modules in here. So when you don't have something installed, it will basically tell you. That's actually, I've shown you why this is important. So yeah, we need one shot for this. I don't think it's gonna have a binary package for systemd, but whatever. See here, it has like the new flag crypt setup, and it's gonna install crypt setup, and we didn't have that. Because of that, we couldn't generate any TrumFS basically. Okay, so we have fast fetch. And there is actually one more thing I wanted to do. What I wanted to do is on ArchWiki, I wanna systemd. I need to enable a serial T2I because I'm running headless mode and I need serial, or otherwise after install we're not gonna see anything. And I think it already has like these services, and we just need to enable it like this systemctl enable, and we need to name it as 0. Yes, okay. I think that's it. And well, systemd compiles. We're gonna go down boot directory, or wait, maybe not, maybe yes. I'm gonna start typing out the command. But we don't have the files yet, so I'm gonna wait for a bit before I finish this. It's already done. Okay, so this looks good, and we need to emerge our kernel. This time it's not gonna fail because we have crypt setup and everything. It's gonna take a minute, I think, or something. Oh yeah, it's there in the guide. I've written this, so systemd it can like decrypt LUKS volumes by labels. It only needs UEID, and this UEID should be placed in your bootloader string or fbootmj or whatever. This is really important, otherwise you will get an error when you try to decrypt LUKS with systemd. Kind of things like that is why I don't really like systemd, because they can be really stubborn sometimes and don't really fix things that should be fixed. While on OpenRC, everything works just fine. Talk about out-of-the-box experience. lately I've been really fond of OpenRC, and also like trying out this new Chimera Linux. Maybe gonna make an install video on Chimera also. It looks really good. It's like uses Muscle LLVM, and it uses FreeBSD core utils, I think. And it has like its own init system they made. It's basically doesn't use SystemD, and their init system kind of solves a bunch of problems that, for example, OpenRC has, like lack of user services, you know. Okay, so we're done with our kernel, and we can now reboot. But first we need to create our UEFI entry. And for this we need some things. First of all, we need RT. Okay, we need this. For this we need BOK ID command, and there you can see our LUKS. It should be no. Wait. Yes, this one, the FVD2, and we need UEID. Okay. And you write like rg.lux.ueid equals, paste that string there, and because we run on serial console, we need to enable the serial console. But you don't need this part if you don't use serial. Okay, so let's check. We have the kernel correctly. We have our NitroMFS there. We have our LUKS. Yes. That's why I don't like UEIDs. It's kind of really hard to debug this stuff. But looks good. And we also have like console. So I think we can reboot. Yes, we can reboot and see how it goes. Let's go. Alright, it asks us to decrypt the disk. I'm gonna give it a password. The decryption went through. And we have a bit of... basically, you can see the login prompt there. But because I'm running serial and I have this big font, it's really hard to see. Let me run clear. You can see I've logged in. We have our swap and everything. Yes, swap. Boot. And last thing, let's run fast hash. You can see everything works. So that was Rootfs Encryption with SystemD on Gentoo guide, and thank you for watching. See you next time.